Good afternoon and welcome to Will on Safety. Today we are going to talk about the 7 common accident causes. So we're going to go through each one of those and just have a look at each of those 7 common causes. The reason I thought we'd cover the 7 common accident causes today are unsafe acts contribute to the majority of injuries, and with a little bit of planning and taking time to do the job in the correct fashion, it'll go a long way in preventing any bad outcomes. Excuse me. So with that, we'll start then. Common accident cause number 1 is taking shortcuts. Every day we make decisions we hope will make the job faster and a bit more efficient. But shortcuts and taking those shortcuts reduce your safety on the job, and it can increase the likelihood and the chance of you coming to harm and getting injured. So the first thing is, don't take shortcuts. If there's a work instruction or a procedure to be able to do that job effectively, then follow that procedure. Don't be fooled into thinking, I think I've got a better way that'll get this done a lot faster. Follow the work instruction and do it, as has been highlighted. Otherwise, you could well increase the chances of you becoming injured or you injuring somebody else. Number 2 then, being overconfident. So confidence generally is a good thing, okay, but there is such thing as being overconfident. Overconfidence also can lead to a bit of complacency as well. So confidence, like I said, is good, but when you start to become overconfident, you start getting the thoughts of, it'll never happen to me, I've been doing this job for years, I know a better way, I know what I'm doing. It's that type of attitude, that type of sort of cavalier, we'll just get the job done attitude that can lead to improper procedures and risks being taken that really shouldn't be taken when you're undertaking that aspect of work. So try and keep your confidence levels steady. Don't be overconfident. Follow those procedures. Number 3, starting a task without complete instructions. So just cracking on with incomplete instruction or an incomplete procedural process. If you do that, all right, the reason we have procedures, the reason we have work instructions and a set way of doing things is because that's the best and most effective way of doing the task. Following that procedure or work instruction is going to allow for the least chance of an accident or a bad outcome. So it's really, really important that you make yourself fully aware of the instructions. Read them fully. Make sure whenever you're planning a task, you complete, the process you're going to follow when conducting that task. Because if you don't, what will happen is you'll follow it so far, because it hasn't been completed, you'll just do what you believe to be best. But because you might have time constraints or other constraints on you, other factors will start interfering with you doing a safe job. So it could be, we need to get this done before close of play today. It could be, there might be financial penalties for missed deadlines, that type of thing. So by having a set plan and a written set of instructions completed, that's going to reduce the risk of you getting injured and having an accident. So do not start a task with incomplete instructions. Next, at number 4, this should be on everybody's radar because it doesn't matter what industry you work in, this always comes up, and that's poor housekeeping. All right, so housekeeping is an accurate indicator of everyone's attitude to safety. You know, poor housekeeping, it sets the scene of, you know, this facility, this site doesn't take safety seriously, you know, with blocked walkways, blocked firefighting, you know, equipment, all that type of thing. You know, also having poor housekeeping, it's going to stop you from being as safe as you possibly can. So you might have to, for example, carry kit and equipment a further distance because you're having to navigate the assault course that's been created by the poor housekeeping. You know, you may well have pedestrians walking out of pedestrian zones into vehicular zones because pedestrian zones have been overtaken with storage of materials and that type of thing. So we need to have a look at housekeeping. Good housekeeping involves both pride and safety. All right, we should want to work in a nice, clean and tidy workspace, you know, where walkways can be traversed and negotiated fairly easily. So we need to keep housekeeping the top of our priority list. Next, number 5, ignoring safety procedures. Again, this is something that I see day in, day out in a whole host of businesses that I work with. Right, safety procedures are there to keep people doing that task, doing that job, using that equipment safe whilst they're using it. You know, they've generally been put together by a team that might involve the safety committee, you know, the safety department, different departmental managers. That then is put together as your go-to procedure on using that bit of equipment, of doing that process. So it's really, really important we do not ignore safety procedures. If we've got any issues with safety procedures, or we think something could be done a different way, or maybe that procedure is causing a bit of a hazard, highlight it to supervisors or bring it up in a health and safety meeting. That's what they're there for. I've done another video on health and safety meetings, so if that interests you, click on that. It's titled Health and Safety Meetings, Why Do We Need Them? But don't ignore safety procedures. If you've got concerns or questions, raise them in the safety meetings. Next, number 6, mental distractions from work. So having a bad day at home, worrying about it at work is a hazardous combination, because what it does, it takes your mind off the job. You're not thinking about what you're doing. So something that you're very used to doing, you work every day, you know, that can very easily lead to complacency. You've got other things on your mind. You're just going into muscle memory mode, and before you know it, maybe you've trapped your fingers in a machine, or you're getting a bit close to the blade of, say, a circular saw or something like that. Dropping your mental guard, okay, can pull focus away from work and work procedures. You could also be distracted when you're busy working and a friend comes to talk while you're trying to work. Don't become a statistic, all right, because you took your eyes off the machine for just a minute. All right. Whenever you're at work, whenever you're doing whatever process you're involved with or working on that machine, that takes 100% focus 100% of the time. Leave any problems at home, at home. Don't bring them with you into work. If you do have a few issues going on, it is playing on your mind, maybe take some time off, speak to your supervisor, see if there's something they can do to help get you over that, bit of turbulent time in your life. Finally, number 7, excuse me, failure to pre-plan the work. Okay, so whatever work you do, whatever industry you're in, excuse me, you should pre-plan the work that you need to do. That's especially important if you have to do any work off-site. So maybe you have to go to a client site, conduct some work there. You've got to pre-plan the work. You need to have a look at, the area of work, what needs doing, identify all the hazards and risks, do your risk assessments, set out your risk and method statements, put together work instructions, put together good safe procedures to be able to do that work in a safe manner. So, by being hasty and starting a task or not thinking through the process, it just puts you in harm's way. Instead, plan your work and then work your plan. And that's it, folks. That is the 7 common accident causes. Just remember, accidents are preventable. Don't engage in unsafe acts. Think about these 7 common causes of accidents and make sure we don't fall foul of them. If you know of any more causes of accidents, why don't you hit me up in the messages below. Let me know if I've missed anything. Let me know if there's any subjects you'd like me to cover on the channel Will on Safety. If you haven't already, I would really, really appreciate it if you could hit that subscription button, give me a like, hit the notification bell. That way, whenever I upload a new video, you'll be notified of it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Check my other videos out. I post twice a week, every week. I'm just trying to, make people a bit more safety aware, have those good conversations. So if you are enjoying that, that's great. If you do have any requests of subjects you'd like me to cover, drop me a message and I will do my best to cover them. I always reply to 100% of the messages. Remember, folks, safe by choice, not by chance. For now, take care, everybody. Take care of yourselves, your families and your loved ones. I'll speak to you next time. Bye for now.